Living with IBD can be tough, and that's why I want to share my top tips to help you live the best life that you can whilst dealing with this chronic disease. So the first thing I would suggest is take things at your own pace. Don't rush things because energy levels can be quite low a lot of the time. So we need to take things at a pace that allows us to get what we need done, but not expend so much energy that we're so fatigued we can't do them. So make things as easy as you can for yourself around the house, make things as easy as possible for yourself at work, and make sure there's a toilet nearby as well. And that leads into the next thing, know where your toilets are. If you're going to be rushing to the loo and the loo's ages away, you can have an accident. So you need to make like an action plan, like make sure you know you've got access to the toilet and that you know where it is. You don't want to be caught out. And if you're going anywhere in public, traveling, make sure you have a look, see if they've got any toilets there, know if they're going to charge you to go to that toilet. Maybe you can there's a disabled key you can buy online that allows you into some disabled toilets. You can try that as well as a last resort, but I would say what's more important than that is like planning, just making sure you know where the toilets are. The next thing is finding a community. So this one's really important. And this could include, if you've got a specialist nurse, she's part of your community, speaking to your GP, but also Discords or any online forums with other people who you can bounce questions off, find out more relevant information, because having someone that's been there, done that, they've had all these experiences with IBD, they're great people to ask because they're going to have already formulated all these ways of dealing with things, and then you can live a little bit less fear. You know, you can ask them the questions and they can give you great answers. The next thing is don't be afraid. Sometimes things will be rough, and it's just accepting that you are in a bad state and this is how life is right now. And the quicker you can accept that, the quicker you can start living a better life, because you don't want to be living a lie or lying there just thinking, I pray I will be better tomorrow, because things happen slowly. Realistically, things take time to heal. Let's say you've been put on a new medication and it's not happening straight away. You're not magically better overnight. Well, depending on how inflamed you are, it's going to take time to heal. For instance, I was in the hospital. I was given infliximab, which is an IV medication. My flare was really bad. And, the consultant came up to me and he said, it's going to take up to 3 months for you to heal past this. And he was right, it did take quite a long time. Luckily, the medication worked for me, but it still took a long time to heal. There was a lot of pain, and that's just how it is. So just know the truth. It takes a long time to heal from these things. And if you are still in a flare, medications aren't working, don't panic. Just accept this is the situation you're in, like I said. And just know that there are options. There are other medications to try. And at the end of the day, there are surgeries to try. And that's where it plays back into community. You might be terrified of having a surgery. Well, you can talk to so many people that have already had these surgeries and living great lives because of it. So it's really important that you get involved with those communities. The next thing is focusing on your physical health where you can. Let's say you've just had a medication, or maybe you're still in a flare. Try and do what exercise that you can possibly manage. So this could just be walking. This could be lifting weights if you've got the energy. But just start very small. Walking is fine, that's enough. But try and do a little bit of exercise and do some things that will take your mind off of it as well. So exercise, bike, whatever you feel like you can manage. Remember what I said earlier about managing your fatigue. We don't want to push things too hard and make you feel so tired that you can't do anything. So be realistic. What can you realistically do today? Maybe it's just standing up and down out of a chair. At least that's something. Get your heart rate up a little bit. Just see what you can manage. It might be testing your limits is part of what you need to do here, your current limits. But just know that those limits will adapt and you'll be able to do more over time. So the next thing is know what sort of medications you might need and research. So again, that's what plays into community. Talk to those people that have been there, done that, and they've tried all the medications. Those people will have loads of valuable knowledge about medications. Even people who've just been dealing with it for years. Let's say you've been told you need to take this enema, and you're like, an enema? What do I do with that? Talk to someone in the community. They can tell you, oh, it's nothing to worry about. Just poke this up your bum and squeeze it. It's nothing to freak out about. Because sometimes when you get given these medications, the first thing that you feel like is to panic because it's new. But like I said, people have been there and done that. You can talk to them, find out what their experiences were like, how they take it, and everything's going to be okay. You just got to try out these things. So following on from that, I would say diet. Maybe you could try the exclusion diet. So that would be where you take out as many things as you possibly can and then keep a food journal, slowly add things back in and see how you react. Depending on how bad your flare is, if you're flaring really bad right now, food's just going to cause pain no matter what you eat. So you just got to eat simple foods, eat what you know you can handle, and as you heal, then think about adding in some different foods. But the exclusion diet's a great one. So you might go back to, we're only going to eat meat to start with, and then you might add in, let's say, nuts. And then you might see a day or two later, nuts are killing me. I can't eat nuts. So then you cross out nuts. We'll try something else. So you go back to just meat, and then you add something else. And then you know how that food is reacting with you and how to deal with it going forwards. And you can exclude that from your diet going forward. But it provides you some valuable knowledge there, because diet is very important. So diet and exercise, they're going to be your keys to recovery really in the long term. And depending on how bad your flare is, like I said, there's an extent, we call it regressions, how easy you can make it for yourself. So for instance, talk about regressions, you might start with just crawling. You might be able to crawl, then walking, then jogging, then running. So you can see how you made running easier. You start, let's take running, then you'd go back to jogging, then walking, then stumbling, crawling, that's how you do it. And that's the same with the diet as well. Just start things simple and go from there. And the next thing is really try and prioritize getting the best sleep that you can, because this will make things so much easier for you to recover from. And not just that, just to deal with day-to-day life. So make sleep one of your priorities. And if you're having a really bad time sleeping, try and implement some new things that you've not tried before. For me, I actually had to take sleeping aids. This is medications. I just had to take them to get on the right track. But once I took them for a bit, I came off of them, and then I implemented other things. So you can implement all sorts of things like earplugs, having a droning sound, making sure your bedroom's cool, not looking at phones at night. The list goes on. There are so many things you can try. Try one thing to start with, add more over time. But those are the things that I think are going to really make a big difference in your life. So like I said in other videos, it's sort of these pillars. There's 4 pillars. You've got your sleep, you've got your exercise, you've got your food, and then I say the last one, the bonus one, but one of the most important ones is community. And if you do those things, you'll be on the right track. Might not heal you up overnight, nothing heals you overnight. You've got to be realistic here, but they will help you, and they will help you cope, and they'll help you manage what's going on, and help you feel like that, you can live with this. Because at the end of the day, we're just trying to manage what we're going through here. So I hope those tips have helped you. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try my best to answer any of your questions. But for now, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you found this video useful, and I'll see you in the next one.